Let's see what she'll do. Woo! Immediate fire. Are you kidding me? Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Blast Garage. And man, I've been on the Facebook Marketplace again and scored me a top-notch Pontiac 350 with a BOP Turbo 400, and I paid 500 bucks. And let's see if I overpaid for this thing or if this is just gonna be the perfect engine for one of our projects we got out back. So let's go ahead, run through this thing, see if it'll run, at least on the engine stand, and we'll attempt to put this thing on full blast. Make sure you do it on full blast. Here's a good look at what we're working with, folks. So I'm not super familiar with Pontiacs. I'm no expert. I've worked on them before. But so if you're not familiar at all, Pontiac has essentially not a small block or a big block. It's just a block. And all the transmissions are specific to the Buick Olds Pontiacs. So you can see kind of the bell housing pattern is different than your small block Chevy. So your small block Chevy like Turbo 350 or 400, all the internals are gonna be the same. Bell housing is gonna be different. And you can tell this engine's been well taken care of because it's got 1, 2, 3 freeze plugs. Let's check this side. We only got one over here, so she's doing pretty good. And man, I don't know. I guess this is a 1968 to 69 Pontiac block. I read online there's just alignment issues like crazy. Look at the stack of shims I had to put on this starter to get it to engage correctly. That is an impressive stack of shims. I had to actually go and purchase shims, and I normally have, I don't know, most of that stack just sitting around for General Motors cars. But previous owner claim it was pulled out of a running car that they junked. Guess the car was just really rusty and they had no use for it. I'm gonna run compression test, and then I think if we got compression, I'm gonna bolt a carb on this thing, just pour a little gas, hook up the HEI, and send it. I mean, why not? If it runs at least a little bit, then it'll be a perfect motor for our low dollar build we got out back. But Pontiac 350's very, very low on the desirability list. Not gonna lie, a 400 or a 455 commands a lot more money. But again, I'm not building a super expensive car. Why waste money on an expensive engine? So we got an engine and a transmission for 500 bucks. If they both work, that's a deal. One or the other works, it's probably still okay. If they're both bad, I just lost. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna scope one of the cylinders. I've scoped them before, just letting you guys know, but they all essentially look the same. But I just wanna show you guys what a kind of like a worn engine looks like. Okay, I'm hoping this shows up pretty well on camera. So this is the number 3 hole. Number 1 was kind of at top. So this guy is a little clean for my liking. You know, what that could mean is we got a little bit of a head gasket issue and it's introducing some water into the cylinder. And that's what's kind of cleaning the top of that piston there. But let me see if I can back out a little, get a good view of the cylinder walls. So you guys have heard, if you've seen any videos on engine building, cross-hatching, you know, just look at some of the videos the old Freiberger, Dulcich, and Brule do. So on the side of this engine, there is, on the side of the piston wall, no cross hatching whatsoever. So it's essentially just kind of, you'll see some straight up and down markings, and that's about it. Like this guy, I would call this a well-worn engine, but other than the head gasket issue, probably no issues. We definitely have to test that, run it with some water actually circulating through the engine to see, but it doesn't look like there's a giant ring ridge, anything like that. The motor turns pretty free, but we definitely got some miles on this guy. Let's see if I can show you guys see, this one's dirty. This one's got carbon built up on it. And number 3 being that clean, it's just a little scary. So 7, not as dirty, but a little bit clean also. And I have been putting like some PB Blaster and stuff like that in here. And I've looked really close at the pistons to see if these are aftermarket, and I believe these are factory from 1969. I don't see any markings, part numbers, or anything that would indicate this guy is an aftermarket piston. See, it's no markings. You normally here in the middle somewhere you'd see a 30 over, 40 over, 60 over, nothing. So let's go ahead, pull out the old compression tester, and we'll start running this thing. All right, if you've never seen a compression tester, here we go. Just a little air gauge, screws into your spark plug hole. You want your intake open. So if you had a carb on here, open the blades because the engine needs to be able to pull air to compress. This one, I got the carb completely off, so it's going to be pulling all the air in. Probably not. Probably has no compression, but I got a little bit of oil. I filled back up in this old gear oil bag. These things are useful. I keep these things around all the time. And I'm just going to put just a tickle. And I'll go ahead and just turn the motor over because I remember that piston was up real high. Just a little squeeze. I'm trying to give this thing every chance possible to kind of have some sort of compression. A little oil going to help the rings. If this thing's been sitting a long time and the rings are froze up, it might help them spin a little bit, create a little bit more compression. But all you want to do is thread this guy in, get her tight so you don't have any leaks. And you can look at your gauge here. So, got some visual representation here because you want to be able to keep track of all your compression you got on your $500 marketplace engine. And I haven't talked about it, but a Pontiac engine, it'll probably run the engine with 100 PSI of compression on your tester. What you're really looking for a super healthy engine is the 125 to 150 range. That would be a perfectly good motor, everything sealing up the way it's supposed to. Is this one going to perform like that? I highly doubt it. The way those cylinder walls look, she's got over 100,000 on her, and all I need it to do is run, to be able to move a car around, drive it, put it on the road. It ain't got to be a speed demon or anything, so that's all we're shooting for, folks. So I'm going to go ahead, got this thing screwed on, and grab the camera so you guys can watch, the gauge fluctuate, how that works, and do number 1. I mean, we got to go 1357, 2468. We're good. All right, trying to prop this thing somewhere where it can be shown pretty easily. And don't take these things for 100% gospel. There's an error rate in these gauges, and especially the cheaper ones you buy. If you have a super fancy one that's calibrated, I would trust it. But when we're using these cheap gauges, if you're within 10 to 20% of what the number you're looking for, I'd try and run it. I mean, unless you want to double check with a good gauge, there's a chance these guys are off by that much. So let's go ahead, run number 1, see what we got. Come on. Facebook's been good to me so far, at least lately. Man, that's not quite 100 PSI. She's in the range. I mean, it would probably hit. If we put gas in it, I bet it would fire. So what you want to do, take all your pressure off and go ahead and unthread. Unthread your spark plug hole here and then move it down the row. And don't forget, if you're putting oil in the cylinders like I am, do it every time. Don't oil them all up and run them. Do it one at a time as you're testing the cylinder, because you'll just blow all the oil out. Oop. And that's why they're not accurate. Right there. Just drop it right on the ground. Oh, but move on to number 3. I'm going to write down our 100-ish PSI. It's in the ballpark number. Let's go ahead and go on down the line. All right, number 3. Well, we eventually got to pretty much the same number. Wow, that thing was kind of bouncing around. Took a long time to get up there too. That's kind of weird, but we'll write it down on our trusty cardboard here. At least I guess they're balanced. Number 5 coming up. Oh no. We're not even at 90. That ain't good. We'll call it 90. Three was the shiny one, so if we had head gasket issues, it'd be that guy, but that's a little bit lower. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the engine not being that great, it's only 10 PSI different, so that's kind of acceptable, but when you're looking for minimum 100, not great. And there's a chance we run this thing and it comes back up, but this is what we're looking at so far. 100-ish, 100-ish, 90. Let's move on to number 7. 7. A little bit above 90. Not excellent, but I mean, we have a balanced driver's side, I guess. Great. Number 2. Ooh. Yeah, so much is jumping. Come on now. I mean, that's 110, I'd say. Yep, maybe a little over 110. Woo! We got one good one, boys. Number 4. $90. We back down to the status quo. Number 6. We're going to call that 100. I think it's actually a little bit over. It's like a 105-ish. All right, number 6, representing. Last one, number 8. Don't let me down. I mean, it's got to be around 105-ish too. That's about the same as the last one. So we've got like a 5-cylinder. If you look at everything. So let's see here. $500 Pontiac 350. 100, 90, driver's side. 110, 90, 105, 105. So what this tells me, this is probably just a high miles, kind of worn out engine. There is a chance it's been sitting, that running it will make some compression come back, just freeing up the rings. I think this is a perfect candidate for putting the plugs back in and seeing what it'll do. Why not? I mean, I got it right here on the engine stand and it's got HEI. We just got to put 12 volts to the old distributor here and maybe it'll light off. I don't know, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll grab my wrench, put all the plugs back in. We're going to see if we can fire this thing on the stand. I got a feeling this thing's going to be a smoky girl, but we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and run our plugs in. And these guys are old. They just say AC on them, not even AC Delco. So that was before the buyout or the merger or whatever. And I got this big old impact, and I'm just running them in. So I feel a little bit of resistance, and that's it. That ought to be good enough for what we're doing. You can easily, with one of these guys, break the spark plug off. A little bit of resistance, move on. That's good. And now, so for the spark plug wires, I was able earlier when I was spinning the motor around to deduce that this one was number 1, and I marked it with a zip tie. So 1, and on these cars, just like everything else, it goes counterclockwise, 18436572. So 1, and then this will be number 8, and it's a short wire. That's good. And then number 4, this will go up to the middle. Second one from the front, 3. And then 6. All our links are matching up. Great sign. 5. You know it's a good build when you got however many different spark plug wires. And this should be 7. All right, and we got 2 here. I've checked the oil before I was even turning it over. It's got oil in it. I don't know how good or bad it is, but it's enough for what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a carb on this just so I have, not a fireball going right in my face. It'll at least control it some with a carburetor on here. And then we'll just start pouring the brake clean to her and see what happens. Mystery carb out of the back of a trunk of an abandoned vehicle on. And we're hot. I already got my battery 12 volts running up to my HEI, and I tested it. It is sparking. All right. Place your bets right now, folks. Is this thing gonna crank up and run or is it not? I got a feeling it's right on the ragged edge, but I think it's gonna run. I think timing's gotta be ballpark because of the way I, mark number 1, but let's see what she'll do. Woo! Immediate fire. Are you kidding me? This thing sounds hilarious with the wide open headers too. I mean, it's just coming straight out the heads. It's not even headers, but I can't even believe it. I bet this thing wants to come back to life. Well, we got a train. Let's take 5 here. All right, it's actually a pretty quiet train. I don't know. Some of them, it's just like nails on a chalkboard. Some of them, it's just kind of peacefully cruising by. I don't know, but let's see. She'll run again. It even quit smoking. Holy crap. I'd say for an engine stand running motor, that's about as good as it gets. Wow. I guarantee you if we put the compression tester on it right now, we'd already be getting different numbers. Our starter is not staying locked up. That is another thing with all the shims I was using. I wanted to make sure the Bendix was retracting. Man, we got a running motor here. I mean, the guy said it was healthy, and I take pretty much everybody's word for it on Facebook. Like, I don't go into it beforehand just thinking that they're lying to me. I try and have like a little bit of a human element to myself and just believe them. Take their word for it. Why not? Why are they lying to you selling an old crappy 68 or 69 motor anyways? I mean, they were truthful about the Turbo 400 having issues with reverse. So why would they lie about this and tell me the truth on the transmission? So I think we got a decent motor here, but what would you guys do? Like, that's what I want to know. Would you pull this thing apart? Would you re-gasket it? Would you re-ring it? Put some rod and main bearings in it? What would you do? Like just leave it alone, or just the ultimate cheapskate rebuild? Because it ain't getting any more than that. Like, I could buy a Summit rebuild kit, roll some bearings in it, do head gasket, clean up. But that's about it. I mean, it's gonna get ran the way it is, but would you just send it and take a chance? I need to know that, because I'm more of the risk taker. Why not? Let's shoot this old Facebook Marketplace engine just right in and put it on down the road. But man, this is awesome. This makes me happy. I was a little worried about this with them 90 PSI cylinders, but I think it's going to come around. All right, well, now that the train's gone, I do want to show you guys what I was talking about earlier in the video with my project out back. So it's a little bit in the shade there, but she is a 1969 Pontiac Lemans. We totally did that little scrape thing when we were unloading it, so there we go. Needs quarters anyways, not a big deal. But I got the front fenders just sitting there right now. Got the hood, bumper, valance, needs core support, inner fenders, and it looks like everything else is there. Man, I just want to show y'all guys. So I probably would have bought this car just for these wheels. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, and there ain't nothing cooler than running some center lines on your rig. And also, for a car that's been sitting forever, the interior is what I would call mint for one of the cars I buy. And we got some initialage up here, some CK, I think. I don't know. But I thought, you know, worst comes to worst, if I don't do anything with this car, it's got a lot of good parts that I could steal, put in my Le GTO or my Chevelle. I mean, there's definitely some mouse probably everywhere inside this thing, but she came with a Jason Aldean CD. I don't know what the old letter A stands for. If it was AJ, it'd be Alan Jackson. Oh, now we're talking. If y'all don't know, folks, Houston rap is the real deal. Chopper City in the Ghetto. Wow. BG. I ain't never even heard of this guy. We're going to have to put this one on. Honestly, I don't know if I have a CD player anymore, but find somewhere. Chopper City in the Ghetto. Cash. Oh, it's Cash Money. Oh, now, so Big Timers, I know them. Juvenile, they were big. Big when I was in high school. This is awesome. Score, worth, purchase price, right there. We got a Pioneer deck just hanging out in the glove box. I didn't know people did this. We got some kind of coin holding something together over here. What is that? That's an old quarter. Oh, this is from 2013. But it looked real old. People cram stuff in there so it won't vibrate and make noise. This thing's got to get deleted. This is like, I think if you were mounting one of these in a boat, you'd use this. I don't know. And then we got, of course, some switches that we got no idea what they do. But, yep, she's a tried and true Lemans. And I paid $2,000 for this car. So let me know if that was a deal or if I'm an idiot. No title. It's got disc brakes, had to take them off. And of course they're installed incorrectly. So that big old R right there. Yeah, that stands for passenger. It goes on the right side. So the discs were locked up, calipers, took those off, and then it rolled way too well off the back of the trailer and like just sailed into the abyss. Like it went over a hill and down and just kept going. So kind of actually lucky we only got that one little scrape dent. But I mean, it was being driven on the road up to 2017. So the guy I bought it from, he said it was great when he parked it, and all this kind of crap that's bubbled up and stuff has happened in the last like 8 years. So it's kind of sad. It was a good car, and then it just got left to sit and rot. We got all the 6x9s in the back. Ooh, we gonna be bumping some Chattahoochee this thing. Well, there she is, just another project. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed another video here in the Full Blast Garage. I mean, we got a $500, I don't know, maybe call it $250, because I got the, you know, the Turbo 400 in the deal too. So somewhere in the range of $250 to $500 Pontiac 350 engine. It's running and it doesn't even smoke. And I don't even know how that's possible. So sounds healthy. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know how to run this thing. Do we do a little micro rebuild or just send it? Because you guys just saw what it's going in, and I ain't going to do a whole lot to freshen the rest of that car up. So it's getting bolted in and running. And I have a BOP 350 that came with the lay GTO. I'm gonna bolt it to this engine. I'm gonna save that turbo 400 for when I get a Pontiac 400 or a 455. If I don't have a transmission, then I have one that I can get at least looked at or rebuilt if needed to. Sometimes those transmission guys, if it's just reverse is bad, they can do something, a little voodoo in there and make it work. I don't know. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching another video. Excited about this next project. It'll be fun. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of irons in the fire right now with the Chevelle, the Camaro, the lay GTO, the Challenger. So everything is kind of getting worked on just in steps as I accumulate parts. So hope everybody hangs around for everything. And you know, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any interaction with us, we're a small channel, helps a bunch. So let's wait for this train to pass to finish up here. All right, gotta hurry up before another one comes, but man, I appreciate y'all watching this video, and until you see me again, just go out and do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. I'll see y'all later.